Lawmakers in South Dakota are invoking emergency powers to overturn an anti-corruption law that was passed via ballot measure. Now, this was passed, of course, through the ballot in the 2016, the recent election. Now, it's called the South Dakota Government Accountability and Anti-Corruption Act. Now, what it does is that it makes it illegal for lawmakers to receive more, and I love this law, more than $100 total a year from lobbyists in the form of any compensation, reward, employment, gift, honorarium, beverage, meal, food, or any other thing made of value or given directly or indirectly. So this law essentially bans lobbying of more than $100. I love it. This is a strong bill. And the best part of it is that the people put it into place. They put it in. They said, yeah, we don't want our politicians to be corrupt. We don't want them taking this lobbyist money. They're supposed to represent us, not the lobbyists. So, yeah, we're going to put in this law. It's going to be incredibly strong. And that's it. We're going to have our politics back. And our politicians will serve us and not the corporations. Now, that said, the politicians there, they did not like this. Now, South Dakota the legislature is majority Republican. So let's put that out there. However, it's not like Democrats also don't really like lobbyists or lobbying money. We've seen that before. However, when this whole thing was passed, heads exploded. Some had reportedly resigned from their posts because, you know, that whole serving people thing, they were just kidding about that. They were actually there to get the lobbyist money. While others canceled meetings with any groups that represented lobbyists, which makes sense. And why? Because it's such a strong law, and it's actually got some teeth. Lawmakers who are found guilty of violating the act face $1,000 in fines and up to 1 year in prison. So again, this is a super, super aggressive law, and I absolutely love it. And actually, I'd like to see something like this on the national level. Oh, could you imagine? Everybody's hair in Washington would be on fire. Oh my God, I can't take lobbyist money anymore. What am I going to do with my life? What am I going to do? Oh, public service. I didn't actually mean public service. I meant servicing the corporations. I get down on my knees and service the corporations. That's what I do. If I can't do that anymore, what's in it left for me? There's some that do serve, but very, very, very few actually serve the people and mostly serve the lobbyists. So you see something like this on a national level, oh, it would be so great. There go the corporate Dems. There go most of the Republicans. Gone. It'd be great. Now, again, the bad news, South Dakota, they're using emergency powers to try to get rid of it. According to a statement from the advocacy group Represent South Dakota, these lawmakers are now trying to use emergency powers to bypass normal checks and balances and repeal America's first statement Anti-Corruption Act. Now, what was it? The spokesman for Represent South Dakota said, quote, in an unprecedented maneuver, state lawmakers are planning to declare a state of emergency so the repeal of the Anti-Corruption Act would take effect immediately and deny voters their right to another vote on the measure through a veto referendum. The bill guts all of the Act's provisions, including creation of an independent ethics commission, limits on lobbyist gift to politicians, tougher penalties for bribery, stronger transparency, and a 2-year ban on politicians becoming lobbyists when they leave office. Now, are we at all surprised? No, of course we're not. Turns out politicians, they love corruption. They love taking lobbyist money. They love taking these legal bribes and will overturn the will of the people in order to get those bribes. This is how it works. And the fact that they're using their emergency powers to get rid of this, to usurp the will of the people, oh, that speaks volumes, man. Speaks volumes. I mean, these guys, I can't get bribed anymore. I can't get bribed. Emergency, red alert, red alert. I need my lobbyist cash because that's who I actually serve. I don't serve you. I serve them. The people who give me my paycheck. And look, if this gets repealed, by the way, it might actually get worse. It actually might get more corrupt. Representative South Dakota warned that the repeal of Measure HB 1069 was so poorly worded that it may actually legalize actual bribery. So apparently this law was just thrown together because everybody's hair is on fire, and they're going, we gotta repeal, we gotta get rid of this, we gotta get rid of this now, emergency, 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 and they write it so poorly and sloppily that it basically would let any kind of corruption go. Like, they're not even pretending to put any limits on it. Like, no, we think that it's a little too harsh in these, so we're gonna roll this back. No, they're rolling back everything, and I mean everything. And they're gonna make old bribery legal if they jam this through, which it looks like they're probably going to do. And again, on this whole thing, I'm sure the politicians that are sitting there in South Dakota are going, yes, more bribes, more money, more gifts for me, all for doing my the bidding of my paymasters, because that's what I'm really here for. Again, I'm not here for you, I'm here for them. This is absolutely grotesque what is happening here in South Dakota. Again, against the will of the people. The people don't want their politicians corrupt. The people voted against corruption. I don't understand why this isn't a bigger story, because it absolutely should be. As South Dakota actually took the step of saying, we're going to stop this gravy train right now for our politicians, and you're going to serve us. And the politicians, unfortunately, are striking back. I don't know if they're going to actually be successful in repealing this through their emergency power. But if they do, residents of South Dakota, don't forget who these people are. The next time they're up for office, vote them all out. Get rid of them, because it's obvious that they don't serve you. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent, non-corporate media, go to our Patreon page and become a patron. Patreon.com/TYTNation.